everyone, do come in and join me, and a very warm welcome to today's video, which is going to be another number 7 video. Now, if you were watching me last year around early autumn time, you might have seen my first number 7 video, which I filmed shortly after their Pro Artist line of makeup came out, which was their more sort of high-end luxurious range of products. And yeah, I loved all the items I used in that video, and it was a very popular video. So I thought now I'd kind of do a part 2 follow-up to that video, because I have had some new items from number 7 since then, which I've been really impressed by. And I've actually created this face of makeup today, and if you keep watching this video, I will show you exactly how I did it. Right, so for my primer today, I'm going to use the number 7 Airbrush Away Pore Minimizing Primer. Love this stuff, have done for years. It's definitely my favourite drugstore primer. This and the Revlon ones, really like them. And I'm just going to apply a fairly small amount of it just down that centre panel of my face through the T-zone where my pores can be more visible. Okay, you only need a small amount of this. It's lovely. It just fills in the pores in a really nice, smooth way, and just really helps to even everything out before you go in with your foundation. Really like it. If you are looking for a new primer, highly recommend that one. Rebecca Mended. Now then, for my foundation, in my last number 7 video, I used the, well, it was newly released at the time, the Pro Artist foundation, which is this one, the Weightless Silk Pro Artist foundation. And I really liked it, and I still do really like it. It's a very sort of light coverage. It's more on the skin tint side, if I'm honest, than a sort of proper full coverage foundation. This isn't that, but it's still a nice one. But I'm not going to use this today because, as I said, I used it in that last video. For today, I'm going to use an old favourite, actually. I used this many years ago and I loved it. And it is the Lift and Illuminate Triple Action. What does it say? Serum Foundation SPF 15. Now, this is a new bottle, but I have used this years and years ago, and I remember really liking it. I've got it in the shade Cool Ivory. So if you are my shade twin, Cool Ivory is the best shade for us. It suits us very well. That's a thing about number 7 foundations, is that they're very good with their shade ranges. So if you do tend to struggle to find a good shade for yourself, if you go to number 7, they do have a really wide range of shades, and they're good with the undertones as well. So it's worth a try, isn't it? So lovely packaging, lovely pump. Can't fault the packaging of number 7 products at all. And as you will see as we go through this video, the packaging is beautiful. So I'm just going to pump a few out. This is a new bottle, so I'm having to do this quite a few times to get the product to come out. La-di-da-di-da, there we go. And the first thing that you notice about this Lift and Illuminate foundation is how thick and creamy it is. And it's beautiful. I love it for that. If you have dry skin, I think this will be a gorgeous one for you. Now, I don't have dry skin. I'm combination, and I can get quite oily. But in the winter time, when you're going out and then you're coming into central heating, my rosacea can start playing up. And at those times of year, I love a more sort of a thicker, richer, creamier foundation. And I'm going to go in with this one, and you'll just see how this sits on my skin. Beili foundation brush, love it. Spoke about it loads on this channel. And I'm just going to pop a few dots of that. Now look at that for a colour choice for me. That's perfect. It really covers the redness beautifully. It feels beautiful going on. It feels just so fresh and slightly cooling, but in a good way. Oh, that's just gorgeous. And I'm going to take another pump of that to go on my forehead. Yes, beautiful one. I have heard other people on YouTube talk about this as well, this foundation. If you have a more mature skin or just a dry skin, um, I think you'd really like this. But there again, if you're combination and a little bit on the oily side like me, you might still love it, because I do. It's just one of those foundations that I think will appeal to lots and lots of people. Mm. Really, really beautiful. Smooth, lovely. Now then, for my concealer today, I bought a new one and I've never used this before. And it's actually the Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Concealer. And I thought, because I love this foundation so much, I'm going to try the concealer in the same range and hopefully I'll get some good results from this as well. Now, if you did see my last number 7 video, you will have seen me use the Pro Artist concealer, the Touch Up concealer. This one, it's one of those pens with the brush on the end, this one. And I used this and it was fine, but I just find it doesn't give me the amount of coverage that I like from a concealer. So I'm not going to use this one today. As I say, I'm going to use the Lift and Illuminate one, which is new to me. I've got it in the shade Fair Light. I'm going to list everything down below with the shades, as I always do. So if you are interested, you can go and have a look. And I'm just going to put a bit there, a little bit there in those marionette lines today. And I'm going to blend this in with the concealer end of my e.l.f. Duo brush. Really like this brush. So just tap, tap, tap that in around there and down here as well. So how have you all been? Do let me know. I've had a lovely week actually, because my daughter and granddaughter have been up to stay. I don't know if you've seen my videos before, but I had my first granddaughter. I had her. My daughter gave birth to a baby in December, my first grandchild, and she's beautiful. She's called Elsie, and she's just the most precious little thing. And I absolutely love spending time with her. It's just changed my life, honestly. She's the most precious little baby. And she's 3 months old now. I can't believe it. 3 months old. And she started smiling and laughing and doing little giggles now. And she's, you know, she's making proper eye contact with you. And if you sort of tickle her and things, she does like this little giggle, this little laugh, and it's just so funny. It melts your heart to see her smiling and laughing like that. It's just the most beautiful thing. And when my daughter's not here, we have video calls on the phone, and she puts little baby Elsie on the video call so I can see her. And I make my funny little faces and do funny noises, you know, and she giggles and she laughs. Oh, it's just so funny. And I actually took a screenshot the other day of her laughing on the phone, because it's just so funny. And every time, whenever I'm having a bad day, or if I'm ever, you know, feeling a bit sad, I just look at that photo and it just makes me laugh every time. I might try and insert it in the video if I can figure out how to do it. Anyway, that is my concealer on, and look the brightness that that has given me, especially in that under eye area. Really, really nice, isn't it? So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Now for powder. If you saw my last number 7 video, or if you've seen any of my videos about makeup products that I don't like, I did one on makeup products that scare me. I did another one recently, didn't I, on issues and things that frustrate me. You will have seen me use the number 7 Pro Artist Loose Powder. Well, I'm not going to use that today. You'll know why if you've seen any of those videos. It just makes such a mess. It goes everywhere. I made the mistake when I first bought that of taking the plastic off, you know, the plastic that covers the holes. I took it completely off and I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept it on, or kept it partly on and maybe got a pin and done the little holes, you know. Anyway, I didn't. Lessons were learnt. So for today, I'm going to use my number 7 pressed powder. It comes in a little compact like this, and this is beautiful. It is a lovely, lovely powder, and it's called the Airbrush Away Finishing Powder, and it's in the shade Translucent. Now, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube compare this to the Charlotte Tilbury, what's it called now? The Airbrush Flawless Airbrush something or other. The Charlotte Tilbury powder that's very famous and well known. I've seen a lot of people compare this to that. And I do have that powder somewhere, and I've used both. And yeah, it is as finely milled, I would say. It's gorgeous. And I really like this. So technically it's a finishing powder. It's not a setting powder. But today I'm going to use it as a setting powder. So let me get my big fluffy brush. This is my Real Techniques 400. Loads of uses this. I use it for bronzer, blush, setting powder. Can use it for anything. So let me take a good amount in there and set my face. And I'd say if you are on the combination oily side, you do need to set this foundation because it is quite moisturizing, it's quite hydrating. So I do always set it. If you have drier skin though, you might not need to. I don't know, sometimes you don't, do you? They can set themselves sometimes. Okay, lovely. Now for my bronzer, I'm very excited about this because this is a new product to me and it's one of their Pro Artist cream bronzers. Look at this packaging, isn't it beautiful? And this reminds me of the Chanel cream bronzer, you know, the very well-known one from Chanel. Really reminded me of that. I've never used the Chanel one though, so I can't say how it compares. But look at this, it's got this inner little lid as well, which is lovely. And I've got this in the shade, what is it? Fair Glow. Fair Glow it's called, and this is the lightest shade that they do. And it's beautiful. It's a lovely sort of cream to powder texture. It is very, very light though. Let me show you. I'm going to go in with the foundation end of my e.l.f. Complexion Duo Brush because I found this one does work really well with this. So let's just get a bit, stipple a bit onto the end of this. And then I'm just going to go into that sort of underneath my cheekbone area and just stipple it. Just tap, tap, tap it in. And this shade, I mean, it's very, very subtle on me, isn't it? It's not, it doesn't show up all that much. I mean, I probably could have got away with a deeper shade, but I wasn't sure. And when you're in the shop, especially when you're in Boots and Superdrug, the lighting, you know, when you're under that harsh fluorescent lighting, it can be quite difficult to see sort of the true colour of a product, especially if you're trying to colour match foundations and things like that. I actually spoke about that in a video recently as well, things that frustrate me about drugstore makeup. But anyway, when I was in the shop and I was looking at them, I thought this one would be the most suitable for me. And it's nice. It's got a lovely finish, actually. When I look at that in my mirror, it's very, very, I'd say almost blurring and smoothing. It's really, really nice. And it does dry down into a sort of powder, sort of powdery finish. But yeah, if you do like cream bronzers, I think this one is a really, really nice one. And I'm not looking too orange, am I, either? So that's good. That's a win. Yay. Now then, for blush, I've also got a new product from No7, which I've been really, really enjoying wearing. And it's one of their Pro Artist liquid blushes. And what does it say? Luxe Liquid Blush. And this one, what shade are you? It's not written on, but it's the coral colour one. I will find it out and I'll write it down below. Actually, no, I've got the box. I've got the box. Where is it? Here it is. Here it is. So all of these products, I forgot to say, come in this beautiful outer packaging. See, that was the foundation. You get these gorgeous boxes. The bronzer came in this box as well. Very, very luxurious feeling, isn't it? For a drugstore brand, it's really nice. So there you go. Coral Blush is the shade of my liquid blush. And I'm going to use this today. And it's got the most beautiful applicator, this sort of thickish doe foot little applicator. And where's my brush? I'm going to use my e.l.f. what's it called? Stain and Tint Blending brush. This is the brush that Elf came out with, especially for liquid and cream blushes. And I'm just going to put 3 dabs on my cheek. It's not one of those that you have to work really, really quickly. It's not one of those, you can take your time. And I'm just going to go over it with this and just pat, pat, pat. And that just brings a lovely, I'm going to go in with a bit more, lovely amount of just life, doesn't it, to my face, that colour. Oh, I'm loving my coral blushes. And with spring coming up as well and summer, I just think the coral blushes are beautiful. I'm going to go in and get a bit more. You see the difference? Really nice. Bit more. And it's not glowy, it's not sparkly or anything like that. It's just a really lovely sort of satin finish. It's not matte. It's just that nice healthy glow that I love from a liquid blush. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And it's not too much either, is it? It's not too much. It's just nice. So Rebecca mended these. Love them. Right, what's next? Eyebrows. Now, last time I did a number 7 video, the eyebrow pencil I used, I feel it was a bit too light for my eyebrows. So I have bought a new one. I've bought a slightly darker colour. And it's one of these skinny eyebrow pencils. What's it called? Eyebrow Precision Pencil. And what shade is this? It's the light brown. I can't see the actual shade, but I'll write it below. But this is the light brown shade that they do. Dual ended, so you've got your nice little pencil at one end, and you do have a spoolie at the other end as well. So yeah, I quite like these. I think this is a decent eyebrow pencil. I don't know if it's waterproof or anything like that, but you know, if you're not going swimming or you're not going out in the rain much, it's a nice pencil. Yeah, but I do think a slightly darker shade on me, the blonde shades just sort of disappear on my face. But I think that it's nice. It just gives a nice amount of definition, doesn't it, to my eyebrow. So let's go over this side. Yeah, so have you used any number 7 makeup? Do let me know what you think of it if you have. Um, it's one of those brands, isn't it? I used to use it a lot when I was a teenager back in the day, but it's improved so much since then. It really, really has. Especially with this new Pro Artist range. Some of the products, especially the eyeshadows, you'll see in a minute, beautiful. Right, there we go. I think that's enough of that for my brows. So I'm just going to go through with the little brush just to soften it all up and blend it all in. Nice. Lovely. Okay, so that's my eyebrows. Now, I don't use any gels, pomades, waxes, anything like that on my brows because I just don't have enough hair. These are actually nano bladed. They're tattooed because I just don't really have any hair on my eyebrows. So just a little thin pencil like that is enough for me. So let's move on to eyeshadows now, and I'm going to use an eyeshadow primer first, and the one that I use from number 7, they don't call it an eyeshadow primer. It's one of their Stay Perfect, what's it called? It's a liquid. It says it's a smoothing eyeshadow, one of these, and I find that this in this shade works really, really well as an eyeshadow primer for the powder eyeshadows to go on top of. So I'm going to use this today. They come in different shades, these two, but I like this one. What's it called? Nude. It's just called Nude, this shade. So nice applicator, nice little doe foot applicator again. And I'm just going to apply quite a good amount of that to my lid and blend it all in. There we go. Lovely. Same again over here. And just tap that in with my ring finger. Lovely. I'm not a big fan of liquid eyeshadows, but I do like to use them as a base sometimes. I find they've got good staying power. Now, for eyeshadows, I really like the little single shadows that you can get from No7. You know these? I don't know if you've seen these, but I really do like these. But for today, I'm going to use one of their Pro Artist palettes, and I've got a new one. Let me just compare it though with the one that I used in my last video. So last time you will have seen me use this one. So let me just show you the packaging first, the outer packaging. Isn't it beautiful? No7, really nice. This shade is called Lights Camera Action, and it comes in a beautiful compact. It's got a lovely mirror. It does come with a little applicator thingy, but I don't use those. But yeah, I used this in my last No7 video, and I got a lovely look from it. The shadows are pigmented, they last a really good length of time, and it's just a beautiful palette. And so I saw another one in this same formula, which I already know that I love, but this colour is called Behind the Scenes, and let me show you these shades. Oh, I just fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. And yes, it is another neutral palette, but I absolutely fell in love with this shade here. And it's quite strange looking in the pan, isn't it? It's kind of like an antique goldy sort of bronzy colour with a bit of green in it. It's really hard to explain, but it really reminded me of a shade that I used to love from MAC. So do you remember back in the day, years ago, when everybody was using MAC eyeshadows, there was a shade called Patina, and it was my all-time favourite eyeshadow for quite a few years. And it was quite similar to this. It was that sort of antique gold with a little bit of green, little bit of bronze, and it was just beautiful as a one and done shadow, and I wore it a lot of days actually, and this really reminded me of that. And look at these other shades as well. You've got this beautiful champagne gold, these lovely, this is a matte sort of mid-toned, like a rosy brown, I would say, and this deeper brown that seems to have a slight hint of purple in it. So I'd say this is a more cool toned palette. Let me show you compared with the other one. So we've got Lights Camera Action here, and we've got Behind the Scenes here. So again, they are both beautiful neutral palettes. This one I think is a bit warmer, and this one I think is a bit cooler. But they are both absolutely stunning. The formulas are incredible, and I think they would rival any high-end brand of eyeshadow. I really do. But for today, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to go in with my big Beili fluffy, this fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I am going to go into that shade there that reminds me of MAC Patina, and with this, and I'm just going to go all over my crease area and down a bit onto the lower lid. And oh my goodness, the amount of colour payoff you get from these shadows. They're creamy, they're soft, they're buttery smooth. They blend like a dream. They really do. And I mean, look at that. If you just want a one and done, I think that is beautiful. And I'm going to do the same again over here. So nice. I love green. It's my favourite colour, and I do love it in eyeshadows as well. And I've got green eyes, so I think it can be quite complementary. People always say, oh, you should wear the opposite to the shade of your eyes. So with me having green eyes, I'm always told I should wear purples and sort of pinks and reds because that brings out green. And sometimes I do quite like purples, but I love greens as well. And I just think it just blends and it just looks harmonious with the rest of my colouring, especially this golden green with that sort of goldy yellowy hint to it as well. I think that is really nice. And it is definitely giving me patina vibes, which I love. Now then, next I'm going to go in to this deeper shade of brown here on quite a short, flat, stubby brush like that. And I'm just going to run this in that outer corner Obviously, I've got my hooded eyes, so I'm not going to do anything fancy. I just want a bit of depth in that outer corner, and I'm going to go back and blend all this in a minute. Same again over here. Yeah, they do another palette. They do 3 palettes, 3 of these. The third one was more sort of light pinky colours. Round of Applause, was it called? Round of Applause, something like that. But that one didn't appeal to me. I don't really like those light pink shades on my eyes. But I think that is lovely. And next, I'm going to take my Beili eyeliner brush, this one. And again, I'm going to go into that deep shade there on this eyeliner brush. No, this shade, the deep shade, yeah. And I'm just going to run that along the lash line just to deepen that up a bit, because I didn't get a number 7 eyeliner pencil. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to use my shadow, because why not? Same again, a little bit underneath, just there, a little bit. Ooh, am I getting some creasing from that concealer? Okay, news update. I'm getting some creasing from that concealer down here. So the Lift and Illuminate. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame. But I have to report back as I see it, don't I? You always get me honest opinions here on this channel, whether they be good or bad, as you all know. Okay. Oh, now then. I'm loving that so far, but I think what it needs now is a little bit of an inner corner highlight. So I'm going to go into this lighter gold colour here on my finger and just dab that into that inner corner. Oh, that is so lovely, isn't it? And I think in the autumn, these colours, oh my goodness, they're going to be beautiful. And I know it's totally the wrong time of year for that, because we're coming into spring now, aren't we, here in the UK? But oh my goodness, if you're in the southern hemisphere though, and I know some of you are, aren't you? You watch me in Australia and New Zealand. If you're coming into autumn, oh, you can get number 7 down there, can't you? I think you can in Australia and New Zealand. Let me know, because I'm teasing you horribly here if you can't, aren't I? I am sorry, but that is gorgeous. And I don't know as well if you've noticed, zero fallout down here, absolutely nothing. And I love, 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 love those shades. Now again, I'm going to go back in with a big fluffy brush and just give that a blend, just like that, so we have no harsh lines. Nice. And over here. Oh, have you tried these palettes? Have you tried any of these products from the Pro Artist range? Please tell me what you think of them if you have. As I say, I'm not keen on the loose powder, and some of the lip products I don't know, but the eye shadows, the eye products are beautiful. And while I was there, I wanted to try one of these eyeshadow sticks. Now, obviously, I've just put these beautiful powders on my eyes, so I'm not going to use this today. Or am I? I could put a bit on as a liner, couldn't I? Well, you get 2 shades with these. You get a lighter shade. I'll show you on the back of my hand. You get a lighter shade like that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's like a mink, like a minky colour. What shade? This is the box it came in. This is in the shade Rustic, Moonlight and Luxe Espresso. It's that one. And I would say that's the Rustic Moonlight there. Okay, lovely. And then the Luxe Espresso is the darker side. Oh, isn't that lovely? Gorgeous. And once you've put these on your eyes and blended them in, they set down and they do stay put for quite a long time. I think just to show you, I'm just going to run a little bit of this just along that outer lash line there. Maybe up a little bit. Just blend it with this short, fat shader brush. Just pat, pat, pat like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so lovely. They do these in a few different shades as well, but this was the one that just stood out to me the most. Mm. I really like that. And if you want to, if you've got one of these liner brushes, you can pick up a bit of this product on the brush like that and go into the lower lash line. Obviously, you don't want to go on your lower lash line with this because you'd have a big thick line, wouldn't you? And I don't like the big thick line look underneath. Some people do, don't they? But for me, I like to keep it a bit softer. Okay. There we go. Very, very nice. So now let's move on to mascara, shall we? And I'm going to use the same one that I used in my last number 7 video because it's my favourite one from number 7. Personally, I think it's the best one that they have in their collection, and it's, what's it called? It's the Pro Artist That's a Wrap Tubing Mascara. It's a tubing mascara, and if you know me, you know I love a waterproof or a tubing mascara. Having hooded eyes and having quite oily skin, they can tend to smudge if they're not. And this is a really, really nice one. It's got one of those, quite a small plastic wand, very, very easy to apply. It doesn't clump. It kind of, it lengthens. I'd say it lengthens more than thickens, but it separates. It fans out my lashes. Really, really nice. Feels like it's a wet formula, so try not to sort of go mad with the blinking, or else it might smudge a bit down here. So that's fine though. I'll just be quite gentle with my eye movements. There, I'm not going to put any on the bottom, but I think that's given a lovely amount of length, and it's a very dark black, and it's really, really nice. So I think I want a bit more blush on, and I think I'm going to go over that liquid blush with my number 7 powder blush. This is in the shade, it just says it's called Rose Blush, and it's this one, again with my Real Techniques 400 brush. Just a little bit, just a little bit. I just like a bit more colour on my cheeks, and I think if you go over a liquid blush with a powder, it can just help to set it and give it a bit more staying power. There we are. Now, a lot of you might think that's too much, that I've overdone it, but I don't care. I like it. It's all very individual and personal, isn't it, makeup? But I like that. Oh, that eyeshadow. I'm loving that eyeshadow. Really, really am. Now, let's move on to lips. Now, of all the products that number 7 do in their makeup line, their lip products are my least favourites. There's a few items that I really don't like. Now, their Stay Perfect lipsticks come in a bullet like this. I don't like this. Now, this is quite a nice colour. I like the colour. See, that is the kind of lipstick colour I like. What is it called? Oh, put my reading glasses on for this. Rose Mist. Rose Mist. But I don't like these Stay Perfect lipsticks. I find them quite drying, and they just go a bit, not crusty, but just sort of thick, and you get that white line. You know that white line? I don't like it. And I also bought one of their soft blush lip creams, one of these. And this is number 7's version of a matte liquid lip. What shade are you? Pink satin. Pink satin. Let me show you what this looks like as well. I really like the colour. But again, I'm not a massive fan of liquid lipsticks. It's not the most drying liquid lipstick I've ever used, and it really does last a long time. See, there it is there. That's the Stay Perfect. This is the liquid one. I love the colour, and it does last a decent length of time, but I just don't like how it feels. I just don't like how it feels on my lips. It's slightly drying. a lot of people might not mind it because it's by no means the worst of the liquid lipsticks that I've tried. But just personally, I prefer something more hydrating and more glossy feeling on my lips. So I'm not going to be using that one today. In the last video, I showed you this. Now, this is one of their newer lipsticks. It's in the Pro Artist line and it's in the shade Rose Couture. And I mean, beautiful packaging, isn't it? It's gorgeous. This looks very luxurious and high end, doesn't it? Um, and this is quite nice. It is more hydrating and moisturizing, so I do prefer this. Look at that, magnetic as well, magnetic packaging. That's really nice. But I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to use a liner and one of their glosses. Now, I do really like No7 lip glosses, and I've got two. I've got one in their standard line, and I've got one in their Pro Artist line. Really like both of these. This one is in the shade, I think it's Pink Latte. Yeah, Pink Latte. This is really nice if you just want a sort of nude, shiny, hydrated lip. And this one is, what shade is this? I think it's Pink Diamonds, this one. But I'm going to use this today over a lip liner. And the liner I'm going to use, this is actually the old packaging, but you can still get this in the new sort of white packaging. It's just called Pink, this shade, and it's a lovely retractable pencil. So I'm going to use this. Yeah, so I just outlined the outer rim and just filled it in slightly. And I'm just going to go over that with my finger. Lovely. Really, really like that colour. And now, as I said, I'm going to go over that with this lip gloss. And it's beautiful. It's so shiny, this. And it's got one of those applicators that they're quite thin on one side, but fat on the other side. I like it. Mm. Oh, look at that shine that that has given my lips. It's gorgeous. So there you have it. That is all of these products that I'm going to put on my face today from No7. Some of them are from the Pro Artist line, some of them are from their standard makeup line, and I really, really am very happy with all of these products. So yeah, do let me know if you've ever used any of these, or if you haven't used No7 for a long time, if you're curious about it. I'd love to know. Do write to me. And I'm going to release the hair now. And there we are. I'm ready for the day. So thank you all so much for your time, for spending it with me. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much if you've subscribed to my channel as well. And I will see you again in my next video. Okay, bye-bye.